When the final whistle blows on a 90-minute World Cup match, a player's body is effectively running on fumes. Glycogen stores are depleted, muscle fibers are microtorn, and core temperatures remain dangerously high. The standard recovery protocol at this elite level is highly regimented. Teams expect to head straight to a local hotel in the host city, undergo immediate medical assessments, and prioritize a full night of deep sleep to begin the physiological repair process. But after their grueling 2-2 draw with New Zealand in Los Angeles, the Iranian national team faced a sudden disruption. Instead of recovering, they were handed an immediate mandate: get on a plane and leave the city tonight. Head coach Amir Galenoui was left bewildered. He openly questioned why outside entities seemed to be dictating their every move, stating that Iran had become the most oppressed team in the entire tournament. This midnight eviction served as the breaking point for a tournament campaign already buckling under the weight of logistical sabotage and geopolitical tension. To understand how the team ended up on that late-night flight, we have to look back at their original roadmap. The initial plan was stable. Iran was supposed to base their entire World Cup operations out of Tucson, Arizona. That stability collapsed in late May. Sudden visa issues and security concerns linked to Middle Eastern conflicts forced the team to completely abandon their Arizona training camp just weeks before kickoff. Scrambling for a solution, they were forced to set up an emergency, makeshift base of operations across the southern border in Tijuana, Mexico. The relocation caused immediate collateral damage. The U.S. visa denials meant that integral members of the backroom staff, essential team management, and the Iranian national media were entirely barred from entering the host country. Then, on the eve of the tournament, the administrative hurdles escalated. The Iranian Football Federation abruptly had their official ticket allocation revoked, prompting desperate calls to FIFA for fairness and neutrality. Before a single ball was kicked, the team was systematically stripped of its foundational support. They were left to navigate the world's most prestigious sporting event without their coaches, their medical staff, or a stable home base. The physical toll of this organizational chaos is severe. This graph shows what happens during a match. A player's stress hormone, cortisol, spikes. Elite muscle repair requires that cortisol level to drop rapidly, which only happens through immediate, uninterrupted sleep. When you replace that crucial recovery sleep with midnight flights, bus rides, and international border crossings, you destroy the body's hormonal recovery window. The cortisol stays elevated, and the physical deficit compounds with every passing hour. Team captain Melli labeled the entire ordeal a disaster, pointing to the deep physical fatigue and immense psychological stress weighing heavily on the players and the remaining staff. FIFA President Gianni Infantino did visit the Iranian dressing room to listen to their concerns, but while the diplomatic gesture was acknowledged, the players made it clear they need tangible, structural intervention, not just a sympathetic ear. Combining the stress of missing critical medical personnel with the grueling demands of forced international commuting has turned this athletic competition into a dangerous, exhausting test of basic human endurance. And the logistical demands are only intensifying. Following their forced retreat to Mexico, the team now has to map out a return journey, crossing the border right back into Los Angeles for their June 21st match. Waiting for them in LA is Belgium. Iran has to step onto the pitch against a fully staffed, expertly rested European squad while carrying the heavy physical debt of their ongoing border commute. Just 6 days later, the schedule demands another massive geographical leap. The squad must transit up the west coast to Seattle to face the Egyptian national team in their final Group G fixture. The World Cup is marketed as a pure, apolitical meritocracy, governed by strict rules of fairness. But the daily reality for the Iranian squad sits in stark contrast to that idealized vision. For this team, the toughest opponents aren't the ones wearing different jerseys in the group stage. Their true battle is being fought against international borders, relentless administrative barriers, and sheer systemic exhaustion.